Hi, good morning. So today the man will come to perform the PU injections to this leaking area. You can see over here on top is our bathroom and also balcony. But I've stopped using the bathroom for almost a week. The dripping still happening, the leaking is still happening. So that's why we highly suspect is from the water seeping through the balcony. And you can see over here the condition here is very bad. Not sure whether you can see clearly. The line item, those are the water dripping line. If you can see inside, there's also a lot. Those are all the water dripping caused by the water leaking. And you can see over here, there's the place. Every day we need to change, replace the water, otherwise there will be floor water everywhere. So hopefully this PU injections things really helps. They'll first cut off this whole big piece and then perform some injections, a drilling, and then pump in the chemicals. When it touches the water, it will form a foam and close up all the leads inside. It will be a high pressure to inject pressure in the chemicals, and you squeeze through all the way to the place that is leaking. So this is how it works. Then we'll let it open for 2 to 3 weeks. If the leaking stop, they're going to seal back the things, the plaster ceiling. So everything, the cost is about ringgit Malaysia 2,400 for these activities. Hopefully it works. Okay, now you can see there are two persons over here that which coming from the Waterproofing Company Malaysia, together with the supervisor. So the two supervisor went here a few days earlier to give us a quotation and also to let us know what to do. So the day one itself, when his man came, first thing to do is they put in all these plastic covers to cover all the sofa, cover everything, because to make sure the dust is not dropping down. Even the floor itself also, they put in the plastics. Now they'll start to cut off the leaking area, the plaster ceiling. They just need to cut off big enough to put in the PU injections. So for now they're evaluating to see whether is it enough, the space is big enough. And this is all the material and all the chemicals that they are using for the PU injections. It's a few devices, not many. So it's quite, I think, quite straightforward. So now they start to open up the plaster ceiling to make sure that it's big enough for the PU injections. And once you identify the leaking area, they will start to drill a 45-degree hole. And so this is the packer that I show on the picture itself. Then there's a tool to push the packer in. Yep. And once you knock it in, then you need to turn the packer to lock it into the wall itself before they're going to pump in the liquid or the chemicals. Okay, now you can see all the packer is in. Then you screw up the packer. And now they start to pump in the chemicals that I mentioned earlier. They need to do it very slowly, just not to make sure, because it's a high pressure. They need to push into the packer, and the packer will seal up all the leaking gap with the chemicals. And that's the reason why they need two persons to control. One person to control how much the injection is going to be. Another one is going to observe and ask them to stop or start. So the injection is ongoing. This is a close-up. You see there are a lot of packer that we already put in place. Hopefully it's seal everything, all the small gaps. So this is still ongoing. And so once complete, they'll take it down. And they go one by one, packer by packer. So later when you see the floor is very messy because some of the chemical will drip down, but don't worry, there is a plastic cover down there. So you don't need to worry about this. They are quite professional on doing this. So after the PU injection completed, they waited for 1 hour for it to dry. Now they start to remove the packer one by one. So after remove the packer, they will seal up the hole, and we will continue to observe for 1 or 2 more weeks before we recover the plaster ceiling and repaint. Okay, they have done all the PU injections. They have removed all the packer and they'll do the cleanup as well. You see, it's not in mess, yeah. Just now it's in very messy, looks very messy, but actually it's not. It's not. So this is their specialties. So this is how it looks like after that packing. So we need to monitor again whether it's still dripping or not. As of now, heavy rain. So you can see over here, this is what has been done. So we need to observe for 2 to 3 weeks. If it's no more leaking, then we can repair the plaster ceiling. They are in charge of, they are also giving the same service to do plaster ceiling as well. The 2,500 ringgit is including plaster ceiling and also the painting back of the plaster ceiling. So I'm quite satisfied with the work now. Hopefully everything will go smoothly. No more dripping. Yeah. So this is the cleanup. I think looks good. Okay, this is day 2. So far I've touched it, still feel not bad. Means it's a good sign. Hopefully it's total recovered. Let's wait for a few more days to confirm. Okay, so today is Thursday. You can hear every day thunderstorm. So Malaysia here year end thunderstorm. Every day is raining heavily. So today is Wednesday. So actually it's about 4 days after the PU injections. I have asked the guy to come over to check. He came over just now to check, and he said that everything, all the patches over here looks dry, and it feels dry as well. So I personally didn't really believe it. So I go up and try myself. Ignore the packer. I believe they have forgot to remove it. Later they'll remove it. But what I can see over here is dry. Yes. Initially, last 2 days I didn't have the ladder, so I asked him to come over because I see some glittering around the area. Like, let me show you this area, like glittering. So I thought it's a water crystal, water mark, things like that. And from far on top, I can't really see clearly. But when I come up and I touch all the place, thank God, man, it's all dry. It's all dry. Hopefully, let's keep it for 1 more week to 2. We observe the heavy rains, and hopefully it really solves the problem. And then they can seal up the plaster ceiling. According, if follow the quotation itself, is 2,400 ringgit Malaysia for all the patching, and also seal back and also the painting of the plaster ceiling. So the reason why I select this company, the Waterproofing Company Malaysia, is because I have looked for a lot of contractor that either do the waterproofing and they don't take care of your plaster ceiling. And where do I find someone to do a small piece of plaster ceiling? So I love this type of end-to-end service. They provide all the service, including painting as well. So this is the best part. Although you might say that, oh, it might be slightly more expensive, but for service-wise, I think it's good. They provide end-to-end service. Okay, even the painting of the plaster ceiling after they seal it back. So don't think about the price first. Important is that they really can do their job. They provide end-to-end service, and they provide a 6-month warranty after the patching and all the close-up. 6-month warranty. So I'll post this entire video again once I have this seal, and you can see the end-to-end how they all do the PU injections. Thank you. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention. Some people ask me how's the PU injections, the chemical looks like after it dry up. So this is one of it. I can pick out. It's quite hard after it dry up. So this is the, can you see? Let me focus it. These are sponge things, but it's quite hard. So basically, when it's in the liquid form, you go through the crack. You go through the crack and sip it in. When they put in the packer, they pump in the chemicals. But whatever leaking or crack, this liquid will go in and hardens, and it block flow. Some sort like this. I'm not the expert. You should ask the expert. But that's what I know. So far, thank God it's still dry. Hopefully stay dry. Thank you. Okay. Today is day 14. We will ask him to come back. Everything's still dry. Thank God. So we have asked them to come back to seal up the plaster ceiling and repaint it. So they're going to do it now, today itself, 10 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully this one can really last. They provide a 6-month warranty. All the best. Okay, so they have arrived. As usual, they're going to cover all the places that need to be painted to avoid any dirt or paint drop on the sofa or any place or even the floor. So then now they're going to start off with cutting off all the edges to make sure it is properly aligned, because they need to put in the new board. Yeah, this is how they do it. Yeah, this is the new board that have put in the plaster ceiling. So they are put in, they need to make sure that it's aligned, and they need to cut off any excess. Yep. So this is how it looks like after they pasted and screw up the plaster wall. Yep. They still need to put in the skim. Yeah, this is how they do it. Cover all the holes, or the crack, or the line items. Yep. And this is the final touch. It took them about 7 hours end to end to make sure this is fully covered. The supervisor is there as well to make sure they are doing the right job. So the supervisor, Barata, is very helpful, and he really supervise and give advice accordingly. Yep. So this is how it looks like. All sealed up. Now need to wait for it to dry before they repaint it. Yeah, this is how it looks like. Don't worry about the mess, you will clean up. Okay, they're going to repaint it with the Nippon Matex, because according to them, the Nippon Matex is the right paints for the plaster ceiling. So they slowly do it, and then you make sure that everything is aligned and smoothened. So this is very difficult. It's not an easy job. So last, this has been completed. Okay, and they have removed all the plaster,
it took
and
about
this is how it
7
looks
hours
to
It's not
really
fully dry yet.
patch up all the holes,
It's much
put the
better
plaster ceiling, and
than the earlier
also
on where there's
repaint.
crack,
So
there's
basically he helped
mold,
me to repaint
there's water
all
dripping
this
from there. So
internal
now
to
I
make
can
sure that it's
gain
in the
back
same
my
colours.
living hall.
So I'm
Thanks
quite
a lot for
grateful
the
for them.
Waterproofing
Overall,
Company
I
Malaysia.
quite love the work.
I personally very
I think it should be
satisfied
okay.
with
Now
their
just because
service,
it's quite wet,
because
not the paint.
eventually, because
So,
every time I
but
call
overall,
them, they'll
definitely
respond
much
to me,
better than the earlier
and
on,
they always come
where
over
there's
here
hole,
when
there's
I have
leaking.
questions.
So
yeah, I have cleaned up everything,
hopefully this day,
and now I'm need
and
to
I'm
wait for it
quite
to dry up.
happy with the PU injections by the
Looks
Waterproofing
nice, right?
Malaysian company.
So that's the reason why you need to give them a
if you all
try.
like it, you all
They will come
can
here to do
directly
evaluation
contact them,
without any
and you can look
charges.
for the persons.
Just let them
I will
know
put the
where are
comment
you
and the
from. They are
descriptions,
supporting nationwide, not
and
only
also
in
the how do
Selangor
you contact
or
them
those
as well.
main area, but it's nationwide.
So
Just give them a call.
thanks a
They
lot
will
for
arrange
watching.
people to come over to do
Thank
the
you.
evaluations. Good luck, and hopefully this day. And yeah, just for your information, I saw this FB post from Harith Iskander. That's the reason why I choose to call them. Thank you.